So as you all know, what is pneumothorax? Pneumothorax is a condition where we get air accumulation in between the parietal pleura and the visceral pleura. So that leads to separation of both the pleurae, and it may present either as a slow growing insidious onset, or it may be an acute emergency, especially in cases of tension pneumothorax. So whatever may be the presentation, what is the key factor is early detection, and treatment is critical in the diagnosis and management of pneumothorax. So how you diagnose it? Can anybody tell me? Yeah, clinically we diagnose it with absence of breath sounds in the area where the air is collected, and on tapping there will be a dull note. But this may be confusing and it may be difficult to diagnose sometimes, especially in the critical care settings. So we always need a diagnostic tool. So what are the diagnostic tools? Yes, can anybody tell me? Yeah. So we can diagnose it with chest X-ray. So chest X-ray was used since good olden days, but now in these days we have got some better modalities like ultrasound and CT scan ultimately. So the question arises, how much is the reliability of lung ultrasound in diagnosing pneumothorax? So as the studies have shown that lung ultrasound is similar to CT scan with a sensitivity of 95.3% in diagnosing pneumothorax. On the other hand, 76% of traumatic pneumothoraces were missed by chest X-ray. So USG is definitely better than chest X-ray. So what are the advantages of USG? It is, besides being reliable, it is quick and a low cost. You just need a small portable machine and you can do it. Today, in these days, even mobiles have got softwares and applications. So anywhere, anytime you can do USG. You can take it to the bedside of the patient, and moreover there are no radiation hazards like those are present in X-rays. So because of all these advantages, it has emerged as a useful tool in diagnosing pneumothorax, especially in the critical care and trauma units, and it has become a part of the Blue protocol and the eFAST examination of these patients. So where to see the pneumothorax? Where you have to place your probe? It is best seen in the supine or near supine position in the second intercostal space along the mid-clavicular line as shown in this image, and the plane of the probe should be in the sagittal plane with the notch cephalad. And which probe you have to use? You have to use a curvilinear or a phased array probe. So next the question arises, how does the normal lung appear in USG? So unless you know the normal appearance, you will not be able to diagnose the abnormalities. So normal lung appearance in USG has been described as a bat view, see, like shadows of wings of a bat, or in M mode. In the motion mode, it is seen as a seashore sign. So the lung tissue is seen as granular sand, and the pleura above is seen as a shining white structure moving on the sand, just giving the impression of a seashore. So now we will see that how does the lung appear if there is a pneumothorax. So what will be there? Number 1, there will be absence of lung sliding. Number 2, there will be absence of B lines which are normal comet tail artifacts which are seen in the normal lung, and absence of A lines, absence of lung pulse, and on M mode it will be seen as barcode sign or stratosphere sign, and the presence of lung point. These we will discuss in detail. So this is the barcode sign. So on M mode we see that no sand appearance. So parallel lines are seen just like a barcode on any object we buy in the malls, on the stores we see a barcode. So the lung appears like static lung. There is no dynamic movement appreciated in the lung. And one important feature that there is loss of lung sliding. So as we all know, the parietal pleura and visceral pleura move along each other, creating a appearance of a white shining glistening light line moving on the lung on the M mode. So this is lost because of the air collecting in between both the pleura. We cannot appreciate the movement of the visceral pleura over the parietal pleura. This is a very important sign. But this lung sliding value has got a negative predicted value. Okay. So if the what does it indicate? It indicates that the presence of sliding effectively rules out pneumothorax. Okay. If the sliding is present, then definitely we can say that there is no pneumothorax. But if it is absent, then we cannot say. We have to do some other. We have to see some other things. And this sliding is lost in many other conditions of the lung, such as ARDS. Because of the solidification of the lung, the movement cannot be appreciated. In pulmonary fibrosis, in cases of large consolidations, even if the pleura is adhered because of any condition, or in atelectasis, and if the intubated patient, if the tube is in the right bronchus, then you cannot appreciate lung sliding in the left lung, or if there is a paralysis of phrenic nerve. So then comes the question, what to do? So then you have to look for the lung point. So what is a lung point? Lung point is that when in the same intercostal space you see two areas, one area where sliding is present and the another area in continuation where sliding is absent. So this point where these two areas meet, the sliding area and the non-sliding area, this is known as lung point. So this lung point has got 100% positive predicted value. If the lung point is present, then we can definitely say that pneumothorax is present. And this can be more appreciated on the color Doppler. And suppose there is no lung point also, then what to do? Then we can look for the lung pulse. What is lung pulse? These are the vertical lines which coordinate with the cardiac pulsation. So if you coordinate it with ECG, so these vertical lines on M mode, these are known as lung pulse. These are the transmitted cardiac vibrations in poorly aerated lung. So if the lung pulse is present, then you can say that there is no pneumothorax. So this is the approach how to diagnose the pneumothorax. So we will revise. If the lung sliding is present, then definitely there is no pneumothorax, but if it is absent, then we have to look for B lines. If B lines are present, then definitely there is no pneumothorax, but if B lines are absent, then what to do? We have to look for the lung point. So if the lung point is absent, then you have to look for the lung pulse. If the lung pulse is present, we can say no pneumothorax. If the lung pulse is absent, then we can say pneumothorax. And definitely if we can see the lung point 100% surely, we can say that yes, our patient has got pneumothorax and we have to act immediately. So besides pneumothorax, in which other condition can lung USG help us? Can anybody tell me? Yeah, very good. So we can also diagnose pleural effusion, another common entity which we come across in our patients, maybe in ICU, maybe in OR, maybe in the wards. So what information does ultrasound provide in pleural effusion? We can get the site of the effusion, we can get the size of the effusion, we can know what is the type, whether it is exudate or transudate, and whether it is loculated or septate, and even it can be a useful guide for thoracocentesis as to where to insert the needle. So, what are the advantages of ultrasound over chest X-ray in diagnosing pleural effusion? So, it has been shown that it has got 100% sensitivity and 100% specificity and 100% diagnostic accuracy. So, definitely in cases of pleural effusion, ultrasound is 100% diagnostic investigation. What are the pearls in diagnosis of pleural effusion with USG? So, as you all know that effusions collect caudate and posteriorly between the diaphragm and the lung at the posterolateral point. So, this is the area where we have to look for effusion in the USG, and large effusions however may extend to other areas also. And secondly, the collapsed lung, it will float on the top of the effusion. So, where to put the probe? You have to put the probe posteriorly in the supine or semi-recumbent position along the posterior auxiliary line. In pneumothorax, we had put it along the mid-clavicular line anteriorly in the second intercostal space. Here we have to go posteriorly along the posterior axillary line at the level of the diaphragm. So, at the lower level. Notch however will be cephalad in both the cases. So, you have to identify spleen on the left side and liver on the right side, then you have to proceed upwards and you will see the diaphragm, and above that you may see pleural fluid, then the lung and the chest wall. So, what is the Quad sign? Classic pleural effusion is said to be seen as a Quad sign. So, we will continue it in the next lectures. Thank you so much.